Well, it's finally time to say goodbye to T8 and T5 fluorescent tubes. In just a few months, the final stage of the RoHS directive will come into effect across the European Union and the UK, marking the end of production for T8 and T5 fluorescent tubes. This causes a few challenges if you're responsible for maintaining an existing lighting system. And earlier in this week, I had a walk around Manchester just to see the scale of the problem, and I was amazed at how many offices, retail outlets and public buildings still rely on fluorescent tubes. And it's not just the problem in Manchester, there are hundreds of millions of tubes in use across Europe. So, in other words, good news for electricians, as they'll all need to be swapped out. So in this video, we will explore the alternatives and some of the solutions developed by Ledvance, which can deal with even the more tricky situations lurking in the office lobby. Now, one strategy could be to act quickly, buy up all the remaining lamp stocks and store them safely until you need them. However, that's not a viable solution in most installations and only delays the inevitable. And let's not forget that moving across to LED is a major energy saving opportunity with typically a fast return on investment. Now, of course, if energy saving is your goal, installing a new fixture is usually the most effective, as new fixtures are designed and optimized to maximize light output and distribution, harnessing the full capabilities of LED technology. However, be aware that light distribution may also change when you replace your fixtures, so this means you need to conduct a full lighting design to ensure that light levels and uniformity at least match the existing installation. Aside from the lighting design, there may be some more practical challenges with replacement fixtures. A new fixture could have completely different dimensions, often smaller than the original, which has a knock-on effect, having to redecorate the mounting surface and having to battle with those conduit entries that were painted over many years ago. The fixture may be a special design to which it's almost impossible to find an LED replacement. The building fabric could contain asbestos, which introduces additional risks and procedures if altering the installation. Also, commercial buildings often leased, which means who owns the lighting fixture and the fixed wiring differs from who pays the energy bill. So if your client occupies a building on a short lease, they will unlikely want to invest in new fixtures. And of course, maintenance budgets may also come into play. Fixture replacements are often a capital expense budget, whereas lamp replacements are an operational expense. So that's one for the bean counters and quite frustrating if you're working in a maintenance situation. So for these reasons, a simple lamp retrofit solution is often deemed the most effective solution, simply replacing the existing fluorescent tube with an LED equivalent. However, beware when choosing a lamp retrofit. While the lamps may be dimensionally the same with the correct lamp cap, the quality of products in terms of light output, distribution and color quality can vary significantly. So always choose a proven brand such as Ledvance and study the data sheet or product labeling carefully. To ensure you choose the right replacement lamp, look for two important lighting parameters, being the color temperature and color rendering. Make sure they match the existing lamp in terms of lumen output, and also check the expected lamp life and number of switching cycles. Now be aware that some LED products may have a low number of switching cycles, and people often forget that. So if you plan to use an occupancy sensor that triggers frequently, it could cause premature failure of the lamp. Now this Ledvance tube here is rated to 50,000 hours and 200,000 switching cycles, so no problem here. I want to remind you that energy performance labeling has been updated in 2021. Under the new system, LED lamps are now graded from A to G. This change was necessary because the previous system labelled all LED lamps as A, A+, or A+++, which made it very difficult to compare products. The new labels also include a handy QR code, which if you scan with your phone, takes you to the web page with detailed product information. Now, when retrofitting lamps, you have another few factors to consider. First, do you leave the existing control gear in the circuit, which is the fastest solution, or do you remove the control gear? Removing the control gear is often the best choice if the lighting fixture contains electronic control gear, which is near the end of its useful life. If you have a lighting control system like Dali that allows dimming, and you want to replace your fluorescent tubes with LED ones, you will need to select an LED tube which is compatible with the high frequency control gear used in the existing fixture. However, if your ballast is close to the end of its useful life or isn't compatible, don't worry, Ledvance has created an external LED power supply to solve this issue. This LED driver can power a range of LED tubes by selecting the current matching the tube on the dip switches. The supply is dimmable via Dali or push dim connection, enabling smooth dimming down to 1%. It's also compatible with centrally supplied emergency lighting systems. They've also included a label to place on any converted fixtures to record the driver settings, and again a handy QR code which links to the driver datasheet, useful for anyone maintaining fixtures in the future. So using either new fixtures or retrofit lamps, you can handle most of the challenges introduced by the bulb ban. However, there will still be some challenges and installations when it comes to lighting fixtures that are totally unique or integrated as part of the building design. The office block lobbies during my Manchester visit often have unique decorative fixtures which would be difficult and expensive to replace with an LED equivalent. Similarly, you may encounter special purpose fixtures in industries which are difficult to replace. The fixture's value is in the mechanical parts rather than the lamp and control gear. To upgrade to LED, some form of remanufacturing is required. Now, the term remanufacturing is on trend as organisations seek to reduce their environmental footprint, so avoid sending equipment to scrap if it can be upgraded or repurposed. Now, when it comes to remanufacturing, this often requires the fixtures to be removed from the installation, upgraded and retested in a factory. Ledvance, however, has developed this hybrid approach, which is essentially a fixture within a fixture. It's a simple concept, a steel chassis designed to take direct to mains T5 LED tubes, which then attaches to the existing lighting fixture using two powerful magnets, so integrating with the existing chassis. This avoids the need to take down the fixture, minimises rewiring and avoids the need to find and replace worn out lamp end caps. Ledvance has a wide range of solutions to address the bulb ban. Check out the link in the description to see the ones we've used. If you have experience with difficult lighting retrofits, please share your comments or ask us any questions about an upcoming project. Your input will help us to shape future videos. Now, earlier in this video, we talked about push dim, which refers to dimming features that come built in with certain Dali compatible control gear. If you want to learn more about it, watch this video here.